We have an exciting session ahead of us today. We're going to take a look at what's going on with the dollar. We're going to find out what the next move is on gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And we're even going to take a look at Tesla today. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. Looking forward to this session with you. We're going to start off with the most important, dollar. It is, after all, a dollar story. So we're going to track what's going on. This is the chart we looked at yesterday afternoon together. If you look over here in the comments in yesterday's video, someone had gone ahead and shared, Jordan, it's Robert. Thanks, Robert, by the way. I enjoyed this insight. It looks like the DXY 8-hour chart, you can clone the downwards trend line you have slightly, and it'll match the short time horizontal local resistance to look out for a good short opportunity. I was so excited to see that. And the reason being, one of the reasons I started creating this community, I felt like the more insight I could share with everybody, then the more insight they would be able to give back to me. We could help each other. You all see me cloning my trend lines, right? That's why I just went ahead and cloned that trend line. What Robert was saying, if I bring that down, and you could see that my eyes were attracted over here, right? My eyes were attracted towards this channel over here, right? Let me go ahead and just get that nice and clean to that touch. That touch, that touch, that touch. You could see over here, it hits that touch. This morning when I did that on the live stream, because of Robert's suggestion, we were trading all the way up here. And that's when we said to ourselves, you know what? We're into this resistance. What Robert says makes sense. I like it. I added it. And not only that, then it gave us a really nice area to lean into. Now, he was also looking at the local resistance coming up in this area also. It's nice when you have the confluence of support and resistance levels. In this case, you had horizontal local support coming into that trendline resistance. And that's where we saw the market turn today. In yesterday's afternoon update, a lot of people were really bullish on the dollar. I tried to bring perspective, just get everyone to calm down and see that we are in a big downtrend and we were coming up. We were looking to sell resistance. It's nice having everyone here together on the right side of the market. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about before we get into gold, silver, Bitcoin, Tesla. The other thing that I really want to bring to your attention is this morning in the live stream, I was talking about how the dollar moves in cycles, lasting several years. And here's a great looking chart at that. You could see here how the dollar moves in these cycles, right? And over here, right now, everyone is getting a little emotional about this. The dollar's not going to zero. Plain and simple, we're looking at dollar weakness ever since we broke down out of this channel over here. Look, we were watching this channel above this trend line over here. We were uber bullish. As soon as we broke, that's when we got really bearish. You have to follow the technicals. Now, right now, the dollar is weak. That's not saying at any time in the near future or intermediate future, things cannot change. And when it does, and when we get some technical signals of that change, we'll look to change our view and our position. But just be aware, the dollar could go down and test 80. The dollar could test 80 and or lower, and that would not be abnormal. That would actually be more normal. All right, let's not get emotional. Let's just trade what's happening so we could stay on the right side of the trades. And as this dollar weakness continues, yeah, that's really supportive of the price of gold. Is really supportive of the price of silver. Now, those two happen also to be moving because of the expansion of the monetary supply and the Fed's balance sheet. We do have more stimulus coming. Bitcoin, right? The weak dollar is helping you, but Bitcoin was going off onto its own bull market phase according to its own 4-year cycle after we had the halving early May, all right? It's being Bitcoin, right? If we run into some inflation, is that going to help Bitcoin? Of course, right? What's going on with Tesla? There was a nice chart shared with me by someone in the group over here, Luke, right? He was kind enough to share this on Twitter. I really like this. Before we look at that chart, I want you to look at this, right? The narrative is that it's Robinhood running Tesla stock up. But if you look over here, is it institution buying or retail selling? Bloomberg has this chart over here, and you could see if you look at people buying Tesla shares at over 10,000 a shares compared to smaller shares, it obviously is institutional money leading the way over here, right? Be aware of that. Now over here, what's going on? Look over here. I love what Luke did over here, right? He has over here this trend line over here connecting these points over here, cloned it up over here. He didn't clone it, but if you clone it, that's the same exact angle, and these always have to be the same exact angles. And I just would have cloned it. He's got it back the same, and visually I could tell that's a perfect clone. He has it touching these 2 points as well. So you got 3-4 touches over here. Go ahead and clone it up over here. You got that little base that was happening over here, this touch over here. This looks like a really good place to take profit. Anyone long on Tesla, keep that in mind. Great share. I appreciate that, Luke, very much. What else is there? Something else that I wanted to share with you. Let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. All right. By the way, it was shared this morning by Kips. He was saying in the live stream, as we were seeing that little bit of bid on the dollar, pay attention as you're getting that bid in the dollar to what's being least affected by it. And that's going to give you a clue when the dollar weakness comes back, what's going to be the strongest. You saw silver strong today. We're going to take a look at that in a second. Not only that, you saw gold pretty much unchanged with dollar bid. And you saw Bitcoin pretty much unchanged, up a little as the dollar was strong. Bitcoin, ever since it started this breakout towards its bull market over here, has since been consolidating right over here in this area. This is super, super bullish. Once we get a break over here right now of this area coming in, we'll call it 12,350. Once we get a break over there, we're going to be looking at our next leg up, and we're going to be targeting on that next leg up. We're going to be targeting somewhere. Let me pull back a little bit. Let me go to the 3-day to give me and you a better look at what's going on. Here's what I did for those that are new to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe and join us on our journey. Look over here at this trend line over here. This is my prime trend line. This is the one I then cloned. And then you could see it connected nicely into this area over here. Since breaking this, that is held as support. And this one over here has been providing our resistance. Once we break above that 12,350, what are we targeting next? We're going to be targeting this trend line over here. We're going to be targeting this trend line over here. That's coming in somewhere around, let's call it, did I yell out the wrong number? 12,350, right? Once we break 12,350, we're then going to be targeting up here, coming in and around, let's call it 1350, 13,350. In that area, we will watch. Once we clear there, that's when it gets interesting. That's when it gets interesting, right? You all know that I'm looking for this move is targeting 14,000. As we hit 14,000 and above, I'm looking for that first 30% pullback on Bitcoin. I'm going to step in and be a buyer there. All right, I'll keep you all aware of how that's unfolding. Here's a chart shared of silver. You could see over here that looking at this little bit of a triangle pattern developing once we break 2750. At that point, when I talk about where I think silver is going next, I think we're going to come back up. If we break up, let me get back onto this time frame with you. By the way, how nice is this? After this huge move up, this is not a parabolic move. After that huge move up, we came back down into that support. While I was on vacation, that's where I updated you all. Listen, you should be leaning into buy. And now over here, we've been consolidating so nice. This is really healthy. Silver couldn't keep going straight up. This is really nice to see over here. If we do break out of this pattern over here, right? If we get above 2750, break out of that little triangle, I think that we're going to be targeting up here back towards 2950. 2950 in this area. I think that's where we're going to take another run at. Now, that's a place anyone holding silver, anyone swing trading silver to look to take some profits. If we do clear there, then that's a great opportunity to reestablish a position and get long after the retest and the resumption are conquering the markets trade setup right over there. What else? Gold. What are we looking at over here? Beautiful, 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 holding the 1929, 1930, whatever you want to call it, support level over here really nicely. Now resuming off. This should be resistance right now. It's got a little bit of resistance over here. It's not a big level. It's a small level. Just something that if anyone is taking this trade, you want to take a small piece off here, get your stop loss locked in over there. What are we targeting over here? What are we targeting over here? Well, all I can say about gold right now is that this looks really bullish. Some people are concerned about seeing that lower high put in, right? And I'll show you that right now. You could see over here, this was the first, and then a lower swing high was put in. But at the same time, we're not making lower lows. We're consolidating, and we're consolidating after an up move. Pretty darn bullish to me, as well as the current price at 1950. If you would have asked people going back to early July, June, if they thought gold would be trading at 1950, they would have said maybe at the end of the year. So we came really hard, really quick, and now we are consolidating. Super healthy price action. I like it a lot. By the way, if you're on Twitter, I'll include the link over here so that you can follow me. I do retweet really interesting, helpful information, as well as the likes are really, really stuff that I'm interested in, and I'm sure you will be as well. And you can see I'm quite excited and quite passionate. So happy to be going over these charts with you. So happy for each and every one with you. I just really want you to know I appreciate all of the comments. I read them all. I enjoy them all, and I'm grateful for you. If you're still here and listening, please do go ahead and smash that like button. So show some love for me and the channel. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.